The Last of Us has always inspired some of the most smartest, most well thought out fan theory. From the Fireflies never wanting a cure in the first place, to Ellie's immunity being tied to something much darker, to Joe secretly knowing way more than he ever admitted. But how far is too far when it comes to fan theory? Because during my research, I found some theory that are unhinged, so brain melting they will literally make you scratch your head. Today, we are diving into the most absorbed, wild, and completely mind breaking Last of Us theory ever created, including ones you've probably never heard of before. Let's get into it. Joe is a time traveler. Bro, I shit you not. That is exactly what I saw. Let me break it down for you. Sarah's spirit went into Joe's watch and looks after Joe. That is why the watch face is cracked. Because Sarah's souls enter the watch and stop time. Sarah's spirit turns time back for Joe whenever he dies. And so Joe never dies unless he or Sarah is ready for him to die. She just time travels back forward for him. That is how Joe is able to survive such insane scenarios and crazy victories against hundreds of enemy. Isn't this just crazy? Like, what the fuck? How did you sit down somewhere and come up with this? Looking from this, The Last of Us is now looking like a sci-fi movie shit. If that's the case, what about Abby, bro? Abby will be surviving the most craziest battle ever. Like the way she was just few inches from being dying from dummy sniper. The way she was hanged in a pool and suddenly before she run out of hydration in her body or food in her system or whatever, Ellie came at the right time to save her. What about all that Abby has been going through? Does she have some like a necklace of her father time traveling going back for her? I mean, man, I don't know. It just like how the fuck can you come up with this? It's literally just funny. And this time traveling shit, Sarah stuff and Joe is actually quite popular. I don't know. Some of you would have seen it, but let's move on to the next one. Ellie has an immune baby. Yeah, Ellie is now straight. Let's check it out. But before we continue with this Ellie has an immunity baby, I want you to know I couldn't find any answer on how Ellie actually got this pregnancy. But anyway, let's continue. So the theory kind of goes like this. Immunity as an inherited trait. Some theories suggest that early immunity is hereditary and, and could be passed down to our children. So if early immunity is genetic, she could have her own immune children in the future, potentially creating a new strain of immune humans. So this is where it actually gets interesting. So when the Seraphite found out Ellie had this baby and is also immune, they gather an enemy to go after Ellie and kidnap her child. And we know Ellie isn't just gonna sit back for that. And this is where this crazy theory comes into play. You remember the Last of Us Part 2 trailer when she was playing the guitar and was like, I'm going to kill every last one of them. You could see when she was playing the guitar covered her pregnant belly. And when she was about to drop the guitar so her belly could be visible, the camera cut off instantly. After seeing this, my mind was like, bro, this actually checks out. Because it actually makes sense. Because I'm not gonna lie, in part 2, Joe died. And this is not even a blood relative to Ellie. And she did all that demonic shit and cleared half of Setu. Think about what she's gonna do if they actually take her own child. She's gonna go berserk. So I get this part when she says she's going to kill every last one of them. Maybe it's not actually about Joe. Maybe Naughty Dog is foreshadowing. There's actually a possibility this looks crazy, like literally crazy, but at the same time, I could reason with this. This third theory we're gonna explore is the most craziest one. Check this out. Nathan Drake from Uncharted caused the fucking pandemic. Yeah, scratch that yet twice because this is actually fucking reality. The theory is that Drake treasure hunting expeditions may have led to the initial uncontained spread of the fungus, which eventually erupted into the pandemic. And the supporting evidence of this theory comes from Uncharted and The Last of Us. A newspaper in Uncharted theory mentions scientists still struggling with deadly fungus, suggesting that outbreaks were happening long before the event of The Last of Us. So overall, I just think this theory is fucking stupid. It's making my brain hot. I don't even fucking understand. And no, Uncharted and The Last of Us are two different, completely universe. And I don't need to explain shit for you all. And it's quite insane how popular this theory actually is. Like, I shit you not. But anyway, I'm done with this part of the theory. Let's move on to the next one. Abby is immune. Yeah, it turns out not only Ellie is the special kid anymore. Let's check it out. It goes like this. Abby is immune and her father knew it but refused to do the surgery and kill his own child. Moment of silence. What? Okay, this is actually interesting than all the theory we've discussed so far. But if this is actually true, that means Abby's father is actually awful. So it's like Abby fathers tries to protect his own child and trying to make up for humanity by sacrificing another person's child. If that's the case, Abby's father actually deserve the fucking knife in the throat. And that explain Abby survivor to now because she fucking went against the Rat King and if you don't know, she survived that. And this is how the Rat King looked like. I'll put it in the screen if I'm not too tired. Yeah, she survived that shit. It explains it. I'm not gonna lie, this theory is a thumbs up for me. Actually fucking valid. Moving on. Ellie had an happy ending in The Last of Us. Yeah, who's happy with me? Let's check it out. Ellie has an happy ending. Maybe this will give you guys some closure. The ending of part 2 showed Ellie returning to the farm. However, no one was there. This initially made it look like Dina had left the farm and Ellie was alone. However, fans have pointed out that Ellie didn't seem anguished to find the farm abandoned. Like when she went into the farm, she looks around, she wasn't even like surprised or anything, no expression on her face or anything. This might be because she was back with Dina and had just gone to the farm to pick up some things. And this makes me think about one theory that was trending one time. Ellie had Dina bracelets. That actually supports this theory. I'm not gonna lie because how the hell did she get that bracelet? And also, Ellie finger was treated. You remember Abby bit off Ellie's finger and she suffered crazy injury like knife stab and bruises all over her body. But when she returned to the farm, everything was mostly cleared off. Her fingers look treated enough and we could see Dina bracelets. What if she actually reunites with Dina and they both went to Jackson and she like got treated and stuff and she like went back to the farm. She just settled things and check out the guitar and other stuff like that. This is one of the theory that actually make fucking sense so far. But anyway, let me know what you think. It was actually be fun researching this theory and you know the drill. Subscribe and like. Bye.